we will move to our next industry speaker from another leading company in India, Wipro Technologies, Mr. Praveen Gulabarni, who's the global head of enterprise transformation, who has seen a lot of transformational cases both in healthcare as well as in other industries. And I'm sure you know the difficulties, you know the value of startups, you know where the innovation comes from and the disruption that we are heading into. It'll be interesting to hear, Praveen, your view into your experiences. Over to you.
Sure. Thank you very much, Sanjeev. And Madam President, Ms. Ghosh, Honorable Secretary, Ms. Arora, Mr. Jayaraj, Dr. Talwar, and fellow delegates from MASSCOM, and honorable physicians. It's a great opportunity and a great honor for me to talk at this event. And I think, like a lot of the speakers have said, we are seeing, we are in a different world today because of COVID. And at the same time, I think because of technology, we are seeing significant accelerated disruption across multiple areas, and healthcare is clearly one of them, right? Whether it is, working with the top pharmaceutical companies or insurance companies or hospitals, and all the things that Dr. Talwar spoke about is something our team does as we are trying to transform operations and try to solve business problems that some of these healthcare providers are facing in this pandemic. So probably I will try to share my screen and walk through a couple of the things, and we'll take it from there. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, Praveen.
So the four key themes, that are driving, digital adoption in healthcare, and a lot of folks have already spoken about it. I'll not spend too much time. Most importantly, any digital transformation, regardless of, healthcare or any industry for that matter, has to focus on the customer experience. In this case, the customer experience of the patient and the clinician and the physician and all the stakeholders around in this whole ecosystem. So that's where we start a journey. We do design thinking. We do all kinds of workshops to understand what are the bottlenecks in the entire process, and we come up with a solution, leveraging technology. But that's the first step, right? And the end goal is obviously, improving customer experience. Cloud, is providing us great opportunity today to, to standardize and, make it seamless, for some of these technologies to be made available in a very secure way. Essentially, cloud provides all the three layers of, data and application and infrastructure scalability at the press of a button, right? So that is something which is a big enabler. And we see a lot of the solutions being hosted on cloud and being made available, right? And essentially the intent is, you connect the stakeholders and create a platform which could be actually hosted on the cloud. And then anybody in the world can access it. Some of the speakers have already spoken about data analytics and AI ML, and absolutely correct. AI and ML technologies are giving us great insights into some of the business problems which were there, and which took enormous amount of time, but we are able to really accelerate and come up with very quick solutions and make the robots actually do the job for us. So whether it is early detection of certain kinds of cancers, radiology tools which are very high data intensive, and also things like alleviating the shortage of trained clinical staff, right? Some of these areas and many more are being we are able to solve them using these technologies. And then we also spoke about remote care management and better access to care, and things like Practo, right, where for example, I sitting in Bangalore can access a physician in the height of the pandemic and be assured that I get great access to a doctor anywhere in the city, without the doctor leaving their house or me leaving my house is great. And the fact that we can get medicines delivered right to our doorstep is actually transforming the entire experience. What I foresee, and I'm sure you would have thought about, is I call it the Uberization of healthcare ecosystem. And as you know, right, I mean, companies like Tesla is a software company, and it just happens to be disrupting the automobile industry, right? Essentially, it's a piece of software which is driving the entire innovation. And we see that across multiple industries. I feel we have just seen the initial stages of this, but if you look at all the stakeholders, whether it is the payer or the providers, the patients, and the medical companies, the technology provider, is kind of at the hub of these spokes, and they are actually helping in transformation for all these stakeholders, improving the customer experiences, aggregation of healthcare data that we spoke about, and obviously providing a platform via the cloud. And this will continue to accelerate because there's and with COVID, this has been one of the things which we are seeing across the world, that technology continues to play a big role for kind of this Uberization of healthcare. So I'll probably give a few examples. I mean, if Apple is, and this is not a promotion for Apple by any means, many other companies are doing this, but you must have probably seen the video when the Apple Watch, the latest watch, was launched by Tim Cook, and look at the different things that the watch is doing, right? Essentially, it is disrupting this industry. It's directly providing these services, whether it's the ECG, the heart rate monitoring, fall detection for senior citizens, hearing protection if you're in an unsafe zone, menstruation tracking, activity tracking, sleep tracking, and including blood oxygen levels, right? So, and this will continue to evolve. I understand some of these probably are in the version 1, but as the next versions of these products and devices come, you'll see that they will continue to their accuracies will continue to increase. And so you could actually sit right in your home and create an ECG and send the PDF document via your mobile phone to your doctor, who can then respond with a treatment, right? The other part, which is something significant in this industry, is a 5G technology, and I think in India we'll see that probably by the end of the year, and that's going to really revolutionize the entire industry, because we can transfer high volumes of data, things like robotic surgeries or training of physicians through VR technologies, and also looking at drones to deliver life-saving medicines. All these are very much possible. I know, when I was a kid, I used to watch Star Trek, and some of the things, that Dr. McCoy used to do, actually, some of those things are no more science fiction. The science is there and the fiction has gone, right? It's actually happening as we speak. The one thing, from blockchain perspective, and this is something probably, would be, and I think it's already happening in India, and we certainly can look at this, is using blockchain to create the entire medical record of any Indian citizen, right? From the time the child is born, blockchain is a very simple technology. It's a digital rail, and it's time-based, and it cannot be changed, right? So creating a record all the way from when the child is born to any vaccination that the child takes, any medicine that the patient takes, any kind of surgeries or whatever they go through, having that entire record, if that can be created on blockchain technology and put on the cloud, essentially, this will significantly improve the experience, not only for the patient, but also for all the physicians, right? And especially for our rural, patients who I think we discussed in this call are sometimes, challenged. And when this could be an initiative done at the state, or national level, and it will give us significant benefits, right? For example, even now we are having vaccinations being taken based on, Aadhaar and all those records. In the future, we could have a blockchain record, and the government actually can start providing, the details on when the vaccination has to be done, because they will know everything about the patient, using this record. Obviously, it has to be secure based on the regulatory guidelines, but I think technology is there to, enable that. I want to talk about one thing, which Wipro has done. I mean, obviously we do a lot of different things, but I thought I'd take this opportunity to talk about just one. So we have worked with the hospital. We have created a CoVigilant app. Essentially, it's an app which is on your mobile device, and it actually helps you in detecting, if there is a COVID or not. It's a do-it-yourself test kit, using a cuff test, and a signature of the cuff signature is created. And using deep learning, we can process almost 1,000 samples in 5 seconds, and the accuracy is around 84%, right? So it's on the website, and you are more than happy to give it a try. I think the accuracy will continue to improve. The good thing is it's non-invasive, and it can be used as we are trying to reopen in schools and offices. And the last one, which is very near and dear to my heart, is where I feel there's a lot of opportunity in India as a nation, right? And I know that our IT minister spoke in the Rajya Sabha yesterday that our Prime Minister has a goal of providing connectivity, to the entire country, all the villages in the next 1,000 days. And that's a great mission. What we can do is piggyback on that and actually, look at things like Practo, creating a marketplace between the patients and the physicians and providing remote healthcare, right, to most distant parts of the country. So a person sitting anywhere in India could actually, access to the best doctors in India. And I know, we could extend it, to also a lot of the senior physicians who are probably retired and who are sitting at home, but they have a wealth of information, right? They have probably 40, 50 years of experience, and they would be very willing to come on this marketplace and offer their services, right? So that would also help in reducing the costs. I think it's a great initiative. And the other thing is, providing universal healthcare for all. I know many patients from around India, especially the SAARC countries, they visit India, whether it's from Afghanistan or from Bangladesh or from, the Asian countries, for medical services. And using these transformation digital technologies, a lot of those people who cannot come, because of the cost, or because of the visa challenges, or because of some other issues, or maybe the patient is too sick. I think we can provide this marketplace to all of them. So Vasudhaiv Kutumbakam, as is our motto, as part of our culture, the world is one family. I think this decade, right, we can take this initiative to become the leaders, in providing these transformational, services, to the rest of the world. So that is pretty much it from my side. And thank you very much again for this opportunity.
Thank you, Praveen. Thank you so much. I know you get to, there's so many initiatives going on in Wipro, and the last one saying that digital health will eventually lead us to universal health, though that goal is a little far off, but the road to that goes through technology and digital. So that we all agree on, or most of us agree on that one, And with that, we come to the end of the first session. Thank you so much, all the speakers, and back to you, Sudhanshu, and for the next part of the program.
Okay, thank you very much, Sanjeev, and thank you for all the speakers. Now, before we move to the next part of the program, a small video. I would like to play a small video from our platinum sponsor, GAVS Technology.